Cheers, gamers. Hey guys, Sybersnake's back at last. Yes, this is the console challenge video number 2, console number 2, and obviously I set myself a challenge, if you can remember, about 2.5 months ago, an 8-week challenge to try and get 3 rare retro consoles boxed and complete, and I accomplished that, apart from one console which ain't boxed, but you'll get to that in video number 3. But yes, I did the challenge in 3 weeks instead of 8, which is totally insane. But 3 fantastic consoles nevertheless. Got them, and I'm appreciating every single one of them. They are fantastic consoles. If you haven't seen the first video, please go check it out. Super rare, super expensive. I won't be shelling out that kind of money for a console very often like that, but absolutely worthy console to own if you're a true collector technically. But loving the console. But let's get on to console number 2. And before I show you that console, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a lowdown, a little bit of a history on that console. The console came out in 1998. Didn't come out alone, mind you. It came out simultaneously, 2 of the same consoles under a different name. One rarer than the other, being one is only a Japanese release and the other one was a Japanese release, and it also came out in the United States as well. But limited runs, 30,000 in Japan and 50,000 in America. Now I've chosen obviously the latter one, which is not the rarest one, but it doesn't really matter because this version of the console that I bought is the one that is my favourite out of the 2. But I'm fed up of talking about it. Let's actually show you the box. Now to show you the box, you'll just go, oh, okay then. It's a Sega Saturn. And that is right, it's a Sega Saturn. But it's no normal Sega Saturn. This is the skeleton, this is cool edition of the Sega Saturn. And as I say, it's a pristine box. This isn't a rare console. This is more an uncommon than a rare console. The other console, which was the Derby Stallion, that is the rarer console, obviously being only released in Japan. But to be honest, I do prefer this one. Better naming, and who gives a shit about horses, to be honest. So there you go. That is the box for the This Is Cool edition. Let's crack onto the console, shall we? Right, the console itself is in pristine condition, and it's just a beautiful console. I've always wanted to get one of these. It took me a long time to get one, but got one, and it is in pristine, as you can see with the box as well. But there you go, guys. There is the This Is Cool edition of the Sega Saturn, the skeleton version. You can see better at the sides. It's like a smoke grey effect, but you can also see that you can see straight through the console. And it's got some funky colours, nice pink eject button, and there you go. You can get a closer look up at the insides as well. You can just see straight through the system, and when you switch it on you get the green lights and it just all lights up. It's just a fantastic system to just to look at, never mind use, you know what I mean. But there you go, straight up This Is Cool edition, so you know it's the real deal. But absolutely fantastic console, and very happy to own this one. The only issues I had when I was buying it, that I heard rumours that there's certain games that wouldn't play on this system, like Metal Slug, but I've got plenty of games for this system and I've had no troubles. So obviously it's only certain systems, thankfully, but my system working pretty damn good, to be honest. Right, the joypad, excuse me, the joypad also pretty funky. As you can see, multicoloured bottom buttons, and yet again bright pink L&R buttons, which is I quite like actually. It is pretty funky. I'm going to try and get this closer for you, so without getting the light, you can actually see within the front of the joypad, and you can see all the workings in there. Absolutely superb joypad, superb console. It's a Sega Saturn at the end of the day, but it just goes to show how Japan just brought out some awesome additions. Yeah, there was bringing out great consoles. Yes, the same console, but it's variation. I love the variation. They did it with the Dreamcast as well. Some fantastic variations of the Dreamcast. But I absolutely love the Sega Saturn system, and as I say, very, very happy to own this system. But there you go, guys. That is the Sega Saturn, the Skeleton Saturn, the This Is Cool edition, which I easily prefer over the Derby Stallion. Obviously, if you're into your horses, then fair play to you, go for it. But not for me. But there you go. That is the Skeleton Saturn, the Sega Saturn. Now, as I said, I was going to try and buy a game for each system. Now, to be honest, I didn't manage it with the FM Towns Mighty because they are seriously expensive games. I will get one eventually. I definitely will get one. But with this one, I actually got a couple of games. And something that I used to love playing on the Saturn anyway when I very first owned a Saturn. And obviously now I've got my CRTV, I can get back into these games, and I bought myself a couple of light gun games, and a light gun that I've always wanted to get my hands on. Obviously Virtual Cop came out in Japan, and they had the luxury of having the black gun, which is just pretty awesome compared to the pink and the blue efforts we had over here. And I hated it, and I've always wanted to get myself the black Virtual Cop gun if I could get my hands on one. Well, I got one. Obviously this is sealed still, and you get Virtual Cop 1 in this with the Virtual Cop black gun, as you can see on the back. Now I've obviously opened this up because I've been playing it, and I've absolutely been loving this game, but I just didn't get this. I obviously got the gun, and I've taken the games out and I've put them in proper covers. But there you go, there's Virtual Cop 1, and it's absolutely pristine condition. This is by far my favourite of the two. Absolutely superb game. But you can't have one without number 2, so I got number 2. Number 2 is a good game. I do like number 2, but something about it that hasn't the appeal of Virtual Cop 1. Virtual Cop 1 is just absolutely superb. I love Virtual Cop 1. But being able to play these games again with the CRTV is awesome. Absolutely awesome. But there you go, guys. That is 2 games. I did say I was going to try and get 2 games, or a game for each system. But as I say, my FM Towns Marty, it will happen, but it's just going to take a little bit of time. But there you go, that is 2 fantastic games. One awesome light gun, the black edition, the Japanese one, which I'm very, very happy to have. And last but not least, guys, the Sega Saturn This Is Cool edition, which is an absolutely superb system. Very, very happy to have. If you can get yourself one, get hold of one. You love your Sega Saturns, trust me, this is an awesome system, and one I would definitely try and own if you're a collector of consoles, without a doubt. Absolutely awesome system. But there you go, guys. That is Console Challenge Video 2, number 2, the Sega Saturn, Skeleton Saturn. I'll leave it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Absolutely, I'm going to appreciate the system as I've appreciated the FM Towns Marty. You got one more console coming up, another obscure console, a console I've been after for a very, very long time. Again, this one isn't boxed, but I'll go into that when I get to the video. But guys, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, I am Sybersnake 7. Keep playing, guys. Keep watching.